been a busy week aboard the International Space Station with the astronauts and cosmonauts aboard the station starting off with preparations for a spacewalk or extravehicular activity. The crew members Chris Cassidy and Luca Parmitano spent early part of the week preparing their spacesuits and going over inventory for their tools, while other crew members, including Karen Nyberg and Luca Parmitano, assisted with their activities as well, and also participated in some experiment work aboard the station. That spacewalk, of course, occurred on Tuesday. Cassidy and Parmitano conducted a 6-hour, 7-minute EVA out of the Quest airlock to replace a failed KU band antenna receiver box and also perform some maintenance and upgrades to station equipment. They brought in an experiment that will later be brought home from the International Space Station as part of the SpaceX cargo return. This was the 170th spacewalk in support of station assembly and maintenance. It was the 5th for Chris Cassidy and the 1st for Luca Parmitano, who became the first Italian to walk in space. Nyberg and Fyodor Yurchikhin, a Russian cosmonaut, assisted with their suit up, and then Nyberg oversaw the operations of the Canadian robotic arm, Canadarm2, from the Destiny Labs robotic workstation throughout that spacewalk. Wednesday, the midweek, the cruise day started off with a bang, literally, as the onboard automated transfer vehicle's orbital control system thrusters were used to raise the perigee, or the low side, of the station's orbit by 3.2 miles. That places the complex in the precise orbit for arrival of the next Progress supply vehicle, 52P, on July 27th. And the departure and return home of Vinogradov, or Pavel Vinogradov, Alexander Mazurkin, and Cassidy in their Soyuz capsule on September 11th. The station now is in an orbit of 263 by 254 miles, an average of 259 statute miles. Crew members also continued preparations for the spacewalk, conducting conferences with the ground and post-spacewalk medical exams by Nyberg, who's the onboard crew medical officer. She and Parmitano also packed up the materials ISS experiment that was brought in during that Tuesday EVA. Those experiment samples are scheduled to return to Earth aboard the SpaceX 3 commercial cargo craft later this year. The experiments were designed to assess impacts of space environment on materials and processor elements. Nyberg also opened a shutter on a window observation research facility, the wharf on board the station, as part of the ISS Environmental Research and Visualization System, which is designed to help gain experience in automated data acquisition and provide images for disaster monitoring and assessments. Mazurkin, in the Russian segment of the station, took some samples from an experiment known as the Vinoslavost, which studies material fatigue in the space environment. Results of this study will provide data for estimating the lifespan of structural elements for current and future station modules. Thursday of this week, the crew continued to prepare further for next Tuesday's spacewalk by recharging the suit batteries for the EMUs, the extravehicular mobility units, and also reviewing their overview plan for the spacewalk and conducting a long-distance conference with the EVA team on the ground as well. The week will close out on Friday with Cassidy and Parmitano continuing spacesuit configuration work and gathering their tools for next Tuesday's EVA. That's scheduled to begin just after 7 a.m. Central Time, with NASA TV coverage beginning an hour earlier at 6 a.m. The weekend, the 6 crew members plan to enjoy a fairly quiet weekend on orbit, with time off to visit long distance with family members and also conduct some status checks on experiments that are ongoing. They'll conduct some routine housekeeping chores and, of course, Earth observation and photography, one of the favorite activities of crew members on board. Next week, a look ahead, obviously, Tuesday with that spacewalk, that will dominate the early part of the week for the crew members on board. And of course, the preparations for that will commence once again on Monday, as the stage will be set for that early Tuesday morning spacewalk. So that's the week aboard the International Space Station, and it's always a busy week up there with experiment work going on as well.